We're here in the home of Eileen and Jim O'Shea of Macreary, Carrick-on-Suir. The formal address used to be Ballyneale while the post office was in existence. We're here to ask Eileen and Jim about their lifestyle, and we're here to ask Eileen about her age. She's 90, almost 90 years of age, and her brother Jim is 93 years of age, and the same house as they were born in, no alterations, the same as the day they were born. Eileen, what year were you born in?
1900, the 14th of April, 1909.
Oh. And
that's 90 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah, it would be 90 years ago. Yeah.
90 years ago.
Yeah, and you went to school in Ballyneale?
I went to school in Ballyneale, and I'd love to know how old was I when I went. I don't remember the first day I went to school. I suppose I'd be 6 years old at the time.
Yeah.
You would be.
Yeah, at the time. They used to. 6 years old.
You come in maybe in 1913. I remember you start going to school to Ballyneale in 1914.
And the beginning of the First World War.
The First World War was on.
Yeah.
Who taught you, Eileen?
Mrs. Manning, and there was the teacher, and Joseph Manning was the schoolmaster. Yeah. Lovely people.
Where did they come from?
Mrs. Manning was above from the parish of Grange-Boke, a place called, what do you call that place? It's got a Heily's and Charles and all them are living up in the same place, in the same village.
Corusilla.
In Corusilla. Parabooka. No, it isn't Parabooka. There's something, but that's where she was from.
Where did the master come from?
The master came from outside Clonmel. What's the name of the place? What's the name of the place where Joseph Manning came from? Was a Springmount.
Parabooka.
Parabooka, just outside
Clonmel.
Outside Clonmel. And they had one daughter.
The schoolmistress was from Ballyneale.
I was trying to think of
Corusilla.
Ballyneale.
Corusilla.
Over the parish of Grange-Boke.
Yeah.
The Heileys. Sure, the Heileys are there all the time. They must be.
Mrs. Healy's still alive. Were there many in your class, Eileen?
A fair question. Well, there'd be always a good few, to tell the truth. Yeah. The roll call used to be always touching the 70.
Yeah.
That was, they'd be... I'll tell you now what, I'll memorise all the girls that was confirmed with me. I'll start with poor Bergie Tobin, Kissy Malumby, Bergie Tobin, Kissy Malumby, Maggie Connell, Eily Harney, Eily Harney, Annie Hickey, Mary Whalen, Peggy Bowe, did I say Annie Hickey?
You did.
Am I leaving out anybody? How many did they get there?
Up the glen.
Bergie Tobin, poor Bergie. I counted Bergie.
You did, yeah.
Bergie Tobin, Kissy Malumby, Maggie Collin, Annie Hickey, Eily Harney, Mary Whalen, poor Maggie Marsh, she's not long gone, Maggie, poor, what's her called?
Ballamona.
Ballamona, poor Maggie Ballamona. They were calling her Mag Jet.
Oh yes, that's right, yeah.
Poor Mag.
Yeah.
Myself, myself I bring it up nearly to the
8 or 9.
9.
Yeah.
But I didn't lose anybody there, no, I don't think I am. Annie Hickey, Kissy Malumby. So they're all gone. The whole lot of them is gone.
Yeah, yeah.
Really, really.
Well, then,
The boys then, I tried, you see, I made, well, Jimmy Gleason. I know Jimmy Gleason, Paddy Strap, and Gerald Blanche. I'm nearly sure that Gerald Blanche was confirmed. And Tom Kennedy and Jim, well, they should be, when they were confirmed in Canada. They were not out of Ballyneale.
And Gleason?
That's Jimmy Gleason. Poor Jimmy. Jimmy Gleason, Paddy Strap, Gerald Blanche.
Hickey?
Morris Hickey. Morris Hickey. Morris Hickey. Morris Hickey, I don't know was what I call him. I nearly forget the boys, you know.
Yeah. Who was the priest was there that time for the first communion and confirmation, Eily?
Canon Ryan was the parish priest. Canon Ryan. Canon Ryan came to the parish of Ballyneale in about, like I say, I was confirmed, wait there, just a minute. Wait there, just a minute there. I was confirmed in the summer of 1922. About 1922, Canon Ryan came to Ballyneale first, in the spring.
Of 1922?
Yeah, 22. He was in it a full year when I was confirmed. That was 1923. I was confirmed.
Yeah. Did you stay long?
Poor Father Quadnis, he was gone then out of it.
Yeah.
You're
right. Who was the curate?
Father Quan. What can I see there? Between Father Quan, Canon Ryan came. Canon Ryan. Well, who was with you? Who was with you, Canon Ryan, when you came first? Was it Father? It wasn't Father Wall. It wasn't Father Wall. Of course, the old parish priest after died.
Yes. Yeah.
Father Wall and Father Wall was there. Father Wall was there.
How many parish priests are after being in Ballyneale during your time?
Parish priest?
Yeah.
Father Michael Power. Father Michael Power and Canon Ryan, the two parish priests.
No, but how many more parish priests have you seen since?
Since then?
Yeah, to now.
That is a fair question. Because, wait now, who came after Canon Ryan? Who was parish priest after Canon Ryan?
Huh?
Who was parish priest in Ballyneale? That shouldn't be a hard one now for us. Who was the parish priest in Ballyneale after Canon Ryan?
Oh. Hold it.
You see, they were,
Well, Father Ryan was appointed parish, but Father Wall was in the parish. He was curate and parish priest, no, but he wasn't appointed.
I knew there was
That's Father Wall.
I was thinking there was some nosh there.
There'd be a space, and then Father Ryan was appointed. He came down from Clonmel.
Yeah. Well, now, who was after him?
After Father Ryan?
Canon Ryan.
Oh, well, there were Father Lee. There were a couple of priests then, and Father Ahern and Father O'Shea.
They were really...
Ballyneale, he was upset the whole works.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
He's there all the time.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
He meant... They would have benediction or something, you know. And the priest had to come down on the altar. He was above the thing and he played the let here and remember or something.
Yeah.
He blacked out as the poor priest.
Yeah. He was all right, yeah.
Oh, he was. So the
priest had to come down to the middle of the chapel to stop the land.
So there were Father Law there, there were another priest there, Father Canon.
Father Thomas Helm.
Yeah, they all, and Father O'Shea,
That's right, yeah.
Father Ahern.
Yeah.
Father...
And O'Brien.
Poor Father...
He made a real bite to
Yeah, Father O'Brien, poor Father O'Brien. He went away out of the place.
Yeah, they were coming and going, you know.
Yeah. And when you left to it,
Yeah, that's right, yeah. That's the way it was. It's a pity, but anyway.
well, I don't know how Father could he have it. I don't think it worked today, anyway.
No, I wouldn't get away with it.
I wouldn't think that anyone would work today.
What were your chores in the evening when you come home from school, Eily?
Exactly. Well, a fair question. And now yourself could nearly answer that. First of all, I'd have to learn my lessons. Then I'd have to do whatever I mean, you know, around the house, we'll say. But we do things.
Sticks, fire, no?
Oh, well, you was on that kind of thing. Right, well, you want to know now exactly what I might be doing. Wait till I see what might I be doing. When I come home, if in summertime, you know, when the turkeys would be in it, I'd be busy about them. Go and see where they were and all that. And that's a satisfactory answer.
It would be, yeah, yeah.
All that kind of thing.
Who would
yeah.
bring in the vegetables out of the field for the cooking of the dinner? Used you go yourself?
Peter, oh no, I never had to do that, I'll tell the truth.
Yeah, yeah.
Either
Your brother?
parsnips, farro, cabbage and things.
What year did you take over the running of your house? When your mother and father passed away? Why was that, Eily?
My mother died on the 26th of
37.
November 1937. She's that long ago.
Yeah.
My father died
60 years ago.
7 years after,
Yeah.
straight. 1944. 1st of November 1944.
When,
Well, you know what it is. You know what it is to be around the old place, and all the jobs that have to be done.
that's right, yeah.
And then any other question now that I'd like you to ask me, that I might be able to.
Did you finish at Ballyneale School or did
I
you
was
go?
into the convent then in Carrick for a while, and I
Yeah.
finished up there.
Yeah. In the Mercy of the presentation?
Into the Mercy.
Mercy.
Yeah.
Any account the nun who taught you? What's the name of the nun that taught you?
One of the nuns was,
Just one of it.
at that time they used to call her Mother. Mother Paul was a nun there. But she's sister now they're called sister now.
That's right.
Yeah.
And
And I was learning music and I was to stick to it. Poor Mrs. Manning was teaching me music.
yeah,
And I was to keep to it.
yeah. What used to be able to play?
Piano.
Piano. Very nice.
I had all the scales off and I was able to play Alice in Wonderland and all the song gone for nothing.
Yeah.
All the scales. Poor Mrs. Manning.
Where did you go dancing in your teens?
Oh, you were asking me.
I'm asking you.
And you can't ask me. I don't know that we go dancing at home. As such, you know.
Yeah. You went to the platform, I'm sure.
That kind of thing.
Will you explain the platform to me?
What?
Will you explain what a platform is?
The platform is a big board. See, you know what a platform is.
I want you to tell the camera what it is.
Now, how will I tell it that?
Tell us, is it 5 by 10 board or what it is?
Oh, I understand. Oh, yes. 10 by 4.
Tell them, say that.
10 by 4. Something about a board 10 by 4.
And that's where you used to dance on?
Yeah. Over
Faheen.
here.
And where you...
Where that platform was, there was beyond where Mrs. Shays lived beyond in the bungalow, alongside her house. That's
Newtown Cross.
Newtown Cross.
And dancing in Ballyneale, where you used to dance?
Well, in the old school. Not in the old school, in the poor, well, you could call it the old school.
The hall.
In the hall that they push up.
Yeah.
And the hall was very good.
Would you have local?
After the time was completely different to what they are now.
Would you have local musicians?
Local musicians. Local, yes.
Yeah.
As far as I remember. Yes, at that time. I mix them up there with the parties, you know. It used to be grand, sure, I suppose.
Yes.
To local musicians.
Yeah.
And as regards everything else, there was no such thing as there were no such thing as toilets or anything like that.
Yeah, yeah.
Just
When
anything else.
when the dance will be
Anything
over.
I could tell you.
When the dance will be over, Eileen.
What would we do? What would we do?
Yes.
Well, we were good, we were good.
Yes, that's good. Would the parish priest ever be watching you?
No.
I thought they used to be in those days.
Before my time, I think Father Michael Power, when my used to come here to me,
Yeah.
used to Father Michael Power be watching him long ago. You got the very old.
Yeah, yeah.
He used to have a whip or something, and he beat Jim or what was Tom Collins' father's name?
Hey?
What used Father Michael Power be doing with the people long ago? The courting couples used to be beating them. I heard.
What used Father Michael Power be doing years ago with the courting couples?
Oh!
Go back and tell us.
Ah, oh, sure.
Yeah.
Oh, sure.
Tell us.
He was the biggest clown though. Because he was the clown.
Yeah.
So,
Sit down and tell us, Jim. You sit down and tell
oh,
us.
he'd be going around with a whip.
Look at the camera now. What you say, Father Power?
Father Michael Power.
What used Father Michael Power be doing years ago with the courting couples?
Well, what I said, he'd be hunting them. Pedally. And he was known as Father Mickey.
Father Mickey Power.
Mickey Power.
Yeah.
And it was his own fault.
Yeah.
He was like queer old fella.
And he was the poor police.
He was queer. There was no doubt on him. Aye, he's doing what I said, all right. Oh, good.
What time used Mass be in Ballyneale there years ago?
Yes, 8:30 in the morning. First Mass is 8:30, and the second.
Father Michael Power.
The second Mass then would be at 12 o'clock, I think, or thereabouts.
Yes.
8:30. And of course, people go to communion fast.
For how long?
You only get communion then at the first Mass. You won't get it at
Father
second
Quan
Mass.
was the curist.
Second Mass. First Mass, communers will do communion.
Yeah. How long would you be fasting? How long are you supposed to fast then?
From the night before.
From midnight the night before?
Yeah. Fasting.
And confessions in? When you use confessions?
Confession, in them days, there'd be confessions of a Saturday.
Yeah. How often used you have to go?
Once a month. Once a month. That's in our school days.
Yeah.
In our school days, you know.
Anything funny happened during school time? Any
It was all
stories?
It was all fun. That's the way of saying it.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
all fun.
You remember anything that was on your mind that would stand out now as things happened during school time on the way?
Well, no, well, I couldn't exactly like that, you know. Anything funny, we'd say, be going over across the fields.
Yes.
I couldn't remember anything,
Yeah.
you know, anything funny.
You used to have to cross the river, using GI.
You have to cross the river all right.
Yeah. How long would it take you to walk over to Ballyneale School from here? About 2 miles, would it be?
Oh, it wouldn't be 2 miles across the fields. It wouldn't be 2
That's
miles.
why we should go in nearly in 10 minutes.
Yeah,
Would you?
across the fields.
So you know where Larry Kiley's is now, and the
But we
castle.
had,
Yeah.
Them two feel are ourselves.
in winter time, sometimes, to tell you the kind of times we're in winter time, sometimes we'd be, at lunchtime, when we go out, we'd pick sticks for the fire. pick sticks for the fire.
Yeah.
Up in Clary's.
Up in Clary's, and all that.
Where was Clary's then, Eileen? Who's
That's
there?
where
Castle is.
the county Waterford people have the big farm now. I
Yeah.
can't. What's their names? Real quick.
William Herman's.
Yeah.
That was before before Hatwayne's time.
And I remember being up in, I remember in summertime, in the 1919, the summer of 1919, I was just before the black and tan time and all that time, and I was up in Glenbower with up at Enrights, with Sergeant Enright's family and Mrs. Enright and the Enrights, and I had dinner and everything up there in Glenbower on a Sunday. And the two constables were, one of them was Constable Evans and the other was Constable Moynihan. This is a long time ago. This is the days just before the black and tan,
Yes.
that time. With the Enrights. I used to be up there this Sunday with the Enrights.
Yeah.
Um,
Where used you go shopping in Ballyneale? Who owned the shop in Ballyneale?
Donovan.
The sweet shop. For your bread, papers.
Oh, you'd have to go to town to do shopping, but they
Yeah.
were at Donovan's pub. They were doing some small grocery.
Yeah. When did Paddy Hickey start up so?
And then Paddy Hickey got a... that's like Cooney's had a kind of a place there. And they closed it. Then Paddy Hickey came along. In years after.
Yes. What was a bar of chocolate costing then, Eileen, when you were
I
in
don't
school?
think such a thing existed.
What used you buy so?
That was quite true. What did we buy? What did we buy? I don't know, did we buy anything? Unless we were happened to be in town.
Yes.
We did get nothing out of the country though, in the country shops.
Yeah. Oh, you're all self-sufficient then. Your own bread.
Oh, the old
Vegetables.
bread. Oh, the old bread every go to school, which is all your own bread.
A pound of tea. What did a pound of tea have cost?
A pound of tea.
So depending on what kind of tea you'll be getting. They used to have different prices on the tea. 2 and 6 and 2 bob.
A pound.
Yeah. And 2 and 6.
Sugar.
A pound.
Used to make your own sugar, no?
I suppose you guess what would a pound of sugar be cost? Maybe
Sugar wouldn't be as dear.
I think you pay threepence or something maybe.
Threepence a pound for sugar.
Or less.
Yeah.
Yeah. In them days to be bought in the half store.
Right.
The half store, that's the way the sugar will be bought.
That's like
The
7
tea
pounds.
the tea be bought in the pound of tea in the half store the sugar. The soap then, the Tala Crown soap, there'd be a big block of soap. About that length.
The size of the firelighters box.
There'd be no nothing on it, only the pure block of soap.
Yeah.
Tala Crown soap, the purest of soap. That's the way you get the soap. There are no papers, no nothing on it.
Yeah. And what did that cost, Eileen?
Yeah, how much did that cost? I would imagine it would cost an awful lot. I don't think I could put a price on it.
You know.
The way the thing used to be bought, you know.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
Clothes.
I'd like to be more.
You see, make
I'd
your own
like to be more
clothes.
helpful.
You are going grand.
Yeah, yes, I like
What clothes you see make your own clothes, Eileen?
Well, the dressmaker. If I wanted good clothes, a good dress, I would dressmaker and make it.
Yes. How much would a dress cost then?
Ah, it's true. It wouldn't cost an awful lot, I suppose.
It would be 18 and 6pence and
So,
19 and 6pence and prices like that. 17 bob.
shoes.
Shoes. How much for the shoes?
Ah, the
Sunday
shoes.
shoes now.
The Sunday shoes, the one shoes. I suppose maybe 5 and 6 or something like that.
And for Wellingtons?
They didn't exist.
They didn't exist.
All right.
Brogues.
Brogues.
Cook-laid brogues.
How is you used to preserve the brogues? What you see, polish them or
With polish them, yes.
oil?
Polish them. And go over to Ballyneale then every morning with them.
Yeah.
And have big nails in the soles of them. Yeah. Bros, you never, sure you did. Am I giving a good account there?
Going grand. Absolutely grand. To be honest.
I don't think so, but I have a brush.
Used to milk the cows yourself when you were young, Eileen?
I did.
Hand milking?
I'd be better off if I didn't ever do it. I did, I always milked them.
Yeah. Used to like milking?
I did. Since I was that height, I milked cows.
Yeah.
And feeding calves and feeding pigs, if you want to know.
Yeah. To provide bacon, and is it for the house?
Boiled and the bacon. And the pigs used to be killed, and we used to fill the puddings. The pigs used to be killed long ago, you know.
Yes.
And the puddings would be kept and wash the puddings. Often below the stream, down there washing puddings. And they'd be left in the bucket for a few days. And then we come along after when they'd be fit to be filled. We'd have the filling for them. You see, the blood would be taken from the pig.
Yes.
And kept.
Then there'd be cooks in a big pot here.
Big pot. Oh, they were lovely.
And when they'd be taken up, then they'd be hung up in the chimney.
Up the chimney. Yeah. And then that's a part of it there.
That's
And
for,
it is.
that's for drying out the pudding.
Aye, they'd be there
There
again.
could
And
be
bake.
bacon put into that.
All right. Yeah. That's a store for bacon.
Bacon.
Really.
So
You'll go mad after the puddings, the black puddings.
They were
Them
lovely.
farmers' puddings. I got them. Now you wouldn't get anything like it now.
No.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pardon, you're doing it yourself.
The day the pig was being killed, was that a big day?
It would, yes.
Oh
To
yeah.
be bigger day the day he'd be salted.
All right.
Didn't everybody want to be killing a pig? I mean, didn't everybody man to kill a pig? You know what I mean? Our own father now was a very good man
To kill pigs.
to kill a pig.
Yeah.
You see, you want to do the job real quick, not have the animal excited or, you know,
Yes.
And Bill Power.
because it was interfered with the meat.
Yes.
Bill Power.
You want
was
to
there.
do it right fast. And he was able to do it. And then he'd be scraped, you know, with boiling water.
Yes.
And salted.
Without a,
That's the
There's
era.
the table there on always salted on the table there. Look at it up there.
Yeah.
The table there.
yes.
Small
Up
table.
on
If that whole
on the-
table could
Oh
show.
yes. Yes.
that
yes.
old table could talk
Yeah. Yeah.
up on that.
How long would it take you from the time you killed the pig to get it into the barrel for salting?
Well, say we kill the pig today, and we do the job tomorrow night.
The salting.
Aye,
Yeah.
salt. And they're into a barrel, then, you know.
And the bride with the bride.
And we'd all have post steak that night, you know.
After the killing of the pig.
Aye.
Yeah.
And when the bride had come up then after a couple of days on,
Eileen, would you explain to what the brine is?
it's the juice that should come up. You
Of
see,
the pig.
when you put your stand of meat there.
And they put a little saltpeter on it.
Yeah, and the juice would come up. The water, you know,
In the
in the barrel.
in the barrel.
In the
Oh,
barrel.
gosh, everything was well done.
Everything was lovely.
Yeah. Yeah.
Everything was lovely.
What about the pig's head?
The pig's head.
And go into the puddings.
Into the
Isn't
pudding?
that right?
Well, some people,
Aye.
not everyone. Not everyone.
And his crew
They
beans?
could be, the crew beans, they could make, what's the say you used to make in the pig's head, some people.
By the way, we keep the blood for the puddings as well. There'll be a basin put under the pig's head when the job would be done.
Yeah, when he be killed.
Let it into you.
I want to listen, but I think of it now, and I don't want to do it now.
I was war holding the pig.
When I,
The team meeting.
when the pig was being killed abroad the house, I'd have me basin on me stick. And I was there on the pig being slaughtered, and I stunned them while the pig was being slaughtered.
You're studying the blood.
I stunned the blood, well I don't want to do it now.
Yeah, I know, but you're different times, isn't it?
There was on the pig,
Was the
well I
pig,
suppose when you're young,
was the pig nicer then and what the pig meat you get now?
after the pig meat you get now is, of course it was, it's all your own anyway.
Would it be harder or softer or tender or tastier?
That's a fair question. I think that they used to, I think a pig that they were going to keep for their own use, I think they'd be fed to potatoes, spuds. I think they'd be fed spuds.
Yes, that's
in
right.
order to have the meat.
Yes.
Soft
Yes.
or cheddar or whatever.
And yellow mayo.
Yeah.
And spuds.
Would that apply for turkeys too that you'd be keeping?
Turkeys.
Yeah,
Actually,
potatoes.
well, no, I did never see dirt.
You'd never boiled potatoes for turkey. You'd boil the potatoes.
Poor turkeys used to get everything.
The killing the pig now would be like in November, coming on towards Christmas. And then about now they'll be killing the pig again, like, you know, before the heat of the summer.
All right.
And have the job done
Yeah.
before the big heat.
You
There used to be an awful lot. There used to be an awful lot of drudgery, the whole thing, when I look back on it. There used to be an awful lot of work done.
Yes. Yeah. You're born then, Jim?
I was born on the 25th of February 1906.
And that is making...
As it refuses to be about Sunday evening about 6 o'clock. That'll be right.
93 years ago.
Yeah.
Very nice.
I'm heading in now to 94.
Heading into 94. And did you go to school in Ballyneale, Jim?
I went to school to Ballyneale in the autumn of Ballyneale of 1912.
Yeah.
I was introduced into Ballyneale school after the summer holidays.
Yes.
Well, then I gave 1913, 1914, 1915, 1916, fully going to Ballyneale. Well, then I went in November then, 1917, I went into the monastery in Carrick for 1917, 1918 and 1919. And after that, I stopped the rest of my time in Macreary.
Yeah. As a farmer.
Well, I was never interested in farming if I could help it.
Right.
And I was never a real... I was more inclined to on the soldier's line, and that kind of a life.
Yes.
On the move, like, or something. Yeah. If I could be, we'd say, working on a railway or some bloody thing, or out in the Wild West.
Yes.
I used to be, long ago when I was a little fella, I learned to read. I didn't learn very much in Ballyneale. I done well in the monastery. But there were a little magazine known as Buffalo Bill. It was fourpence. And it was all about cattle drives in around Texas and back up here to, what do I call them, North Dakota,
Yeah.
and all that. And Jim was living in that, in the book,
Yeah. Yeah.
in the Wild West.
Yes.
And because it was fascinating, you know, the cattle drive to the railway heads in the east.
Yes. Yeah.
There'd be cattle would be going for about, there might be 3 or 4 miles of cattle along in a line, and
No.
these cow punchers or cowboys along on the flanks,
Yes.
and there'd be an old animal leading the whole horse that'll be after doing the trip a couple of times, coming up from Texas.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Very
And
nice.
that's where Jim was living.
All right. Jim, you liked mountain walking, did you?
And he was up on the mountains then, long of that.
Yeah.
And up on Sleenamon, and up on the Cumber Mount, and here in the hills here, over Newtown.
Right. And you joined the civil defence, did you?
Yeah, with the civil defence then in 1939
Yeah.
and 1945, you know.
And did you do duty during the trouble times?
Yeah, well, no, during the war, I was in the IRA again, the Irish Republican Boy Scouts.
Yes.
We were sworn in to drive the army of occupation out of Ireland.
In 19...
In 1921.
Yes.
I was about 14 years or something.
In the army.
And I was sworn in below in Ballyneale into the Irish Republican Army.
Yes.
I remember, in a big long old house, down there a couple of us.
Yeah.
And we never had any, only we used to be going over then to the castle in Ballyneale. They were known in it at that time. The man that owned it, Mr. Morrissey, He died in 1919, you see, and the place was sold to the people by the name of
Saddlers.
say it loud?
Sadlers.
Sadlers.
The
Park.
Miss Sadlers.
And until 1925 they had it when Pat Whalen got it.
Yes.
And it was there, we used to be drilling and exercising there then, in the Republican business.
Yeah.
But we, the young fellas never done any action of any kind,
Yes.
outside of
Drilling.
trading and
Yeah.
well, you'd be supposed to observe, but, you know,
Yeah.
if there were anything doing.
Did you go hunting then in your spare time as well? No.
No,
Never
hunting.
hunted for sport.
No.
No. Do you remember Larry Kiley, the champ Kiley?
I remember him well,
Yes.
the man.
Can you give us a description of him? How does he look?
Yes, he was a fine tall man. He was a different man to his two brothers. He'd be, I suppose to say it the right way, he'd be Tom Downey rather than Tom Kiley. You know, he was Kiley all right, but he was like his mother.
He's taken after his mother.
After his mother. And the mountain was in him.
Yeah.
The whip was in him too.
Yeah.
It came from that side as well as from the Kiley.
Yeah. Was he a worker?
Yes, oh yes.
Yeah.
Well, he was a wonderful man.
Poor man.
Great endurance, you know.
Yes. And
He's reputed to walk from Ballyneale there to Feathers, around up to the mountain,
To Dublin.
to take a train to Dublin.
from Ballyneale to Feathers to take a train to Dublin.
Yeah.
After milking 13 cows.
After milking 13 cows.
Whatever, yeah.
That would be 25
taking
miles,
his
wouldn't it?
part among them.
Yeah. That would be 25 miles of a walk.
Yeah, well, he
After
might be able to. Now, them fellas in them time, they could cut across side cuts, across, you know,
Yeah.
they could go up now to the tree, what do you call it, the bridges, and where that school is, off beyond Malapata, called Killarney.
Kilometre. Yeah.
And they'd make it short to know.
Yes. Yeah. Still 23 or 4 miles anyway.
Oh, yes, oh, Lord, it was.
Yeah.
They're reputed now to have done that.
Where does he train for his
Well,
sport?
that's another question. I suppose, he trained around at home, like. And he's down with the Davins.
Devons.
Down with Davins. The Davins is all champions again. Below in Deer Park.
That was a name now, not a club.
No, they're no club.
A name, a family
They're
name.
the Davins.
Yes.
The brothers Davins. Pat Davin and Morris Davin. One of them was in the founding of the Gaelic Association.
Yes, that's
And the Gaelic Association was an Irish organised nation. And they were support Irish industry and everything Irish. And they were another IC man, a poor fella. He was at the meeting and he had to be taken, they had to take him out of it. They wouldn't go to recognise rugby or football or whatever, soccer and
Yes.
football. That was Garrison football.
I want to show.
No, take your time.
I want to get me. No, thank you very much. I want to show you something that concerns me.
The Gaelic, well in that, as it is. But anyhow, the one was changed since
I want to
then.
show you this cooker.
And
And the coil
did you ever see him training in gym?
No, I wouldn't be in it. He went to America in 1904 and in 1906. I think it was in St. Louis, St. Louis, the city of St. Louis, that the
Find out where, you know where the
Gaelic, the meetings, of course, where he met all the great champions.
That's the switch there.
And I think there's a Swede that fought it out in the wind-up.
Yeah.
Of the
Yeah, and Coily bet the whole lot.
I don't.
On his return now.
Well, I tell you, yes, I tell you.
Wait, Willie comes back.
See, I don't know.
Come on here.
Well, let you know, you're okay, you walk away. Just till we finish this and we'll talk more about it. Yeah, just to the battery in need.
Oh, to the battery,
Yeah.
to the battery.
You can walk away, yeah.
Will they? I thought your sound might be coming, no.
No.
Yeah.
Just leave.
Do you remember his return home from after winning the
Yes,
Olympic
he was a number man, just to say. And he made a great mistake. when he was coming down, the people in Carrick was ready
don't think I have it.
up at the station house. You know, they had a carriage
Yes.
to have a celebration.
Yeah.
When Crowley came into the station house in Carrick, coming into it, he got out on the wrong side of the train and walked back up here, up to the road, up to the, you know where, over the bridge and all,
Yeah.
and back up to home. Wherein, what he had right to do is get out, go in, get up in that car, wave to him, and go around the town.
Yes.
And he didn't say anything.
Yeah.
But the poor man, if he had someone to brief him with common sense,
Yes. Yes.
he needn't do nothing, only get in that carriage
Yeah. Yeah.
and wave to him,
Yes.
and go around, and never open his mouth.
Yeah. Yeah.
But he was a humble man, and he didn't want any celebration. You
Yeah.
see, but that's beside the point, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the poor people too had to be recognised.
Oh yes, it has. Yeah.
You see, and he didn't look. He had no one to brief.
Yeah. Yeah.
A couple of words and put it right, wouldn't he?
Cruising to you, yeah. Yeah. And did he? Where did he go after that? Did he stay
Well,
home the farm or what?
He got.
Where was
He was in the money then, like everyone, and he bought a place abroad near Fruit Hill, out
Fruit
near
Hill.
Dungarvan.
Yes.
And he was married then, you know, and
Yes.
on it goes that.
Do you remember his mother and father?
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
I got tea from his mother, don't mind.
Oh,
Yeah, I did. And I remember his father. When I was a little fella, you see, when I was ahead of Peter and Eily, I was more or less on my own at the beginning.
Yeah.
And I remember one morning going over to Ballyneale, now it must be after going about 1912 maybe, that awesome night, you know. And I met old Eily at a big flock of bushes over in the fields.
Yeah.
He didn't mind me, he was a big man.
Yes.
And he was the father of, you know, the champion's father.
Yes.
I remember being actually
Okay, he was highfalutin kind of man.
The father?
His mum in St. Lucy passed away.
All right. Yeah. Yeah.
Shortly after I seen him.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, well, the day, no, we'll say the day I saw him, what he was doing, he shouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, because he was old,
All right.
you know.
At the time. Yeah.
It shouldn't be seen for an old,
Yeah.
very old man.
Has he-
And a man like him.
Has he many sisters?
There were two, he had one Maggie and Nan, that's two, and he had two boys, they were nuns. He had four sisters,
Yes.
and Larry and Willie, two brothers.
Yeah.
But they were none of them, he was different to his two brothers anyhow,
Yes.
in
Larry was.
appearance and everything.
Yeah.
And then they were a whip in the man, you know what I mean.
Well, go on.
Every fella could say anything to you.
All right. Yeah.
He was a fine cut of a man.
Yeah.
get the body for it.
Sure, I could show you. Well, I'm second Dr. O'Callaghan met. I couldn't get the book handed quick enough now.
Yeah,
There's a
yeah.
picture of him,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
you see what I mean.
Yeah.
I had to have it another time for a show.
There was a graveyard just up the road, did you? Where the,
Oh, there, above the walls.
Yeah.
And so the poor fellas, they went and they bulldozed the whole
they
thing,
could,
which
yeah,
they had no
right,
right to
yeah.
do.
That was really pissy.
That
Huh?
they what to the
That was
graveyard?
pissy.
They bulldozed the graveyard.
Ah, the old church,
Yeah.
above the walls.
Yeah.
But I know I could show you where the mark is. That was an awful thing to do.
Yeah.
And you think now they were smart men, and because you think they had enough of land and let a little bit of place alone. It was only the size of a church,
Yes.
a piece of an old wall, and that would be worth a million to see it now.
That's
The building, you know.
That's what indeed, yeah.
And they went and they knocked it, took it out of it.
Yeah.
And they could do nothing about it, only look at them.
That's right, yeah.
But the Keatons, you know, can we do? Should have had a vet below
He's
to Bressy.
Yeah, maybe.
And Michael and God, I knew Michael and Tom,
Yes.
two fine fellas, two big, good-looking men. They weren't married.
Yes.
And then, he's all right though, you know, but he's supposed to be.
Did you ever, Jim, did you ever tell of blackleg by keeping the leg of the animal?
Yes, I heard about it, and having the leg up in the
Would you
chimney.
explain to that if an animal
Yeah.
died? Say that. Explain
That's
that.
right, that's an old thing.
Would you explain to them about an
Yeah,
animal
but
dying?
we never had it here.
Would you explain that though?
And I wouldn't be able to say, but I suppose...
No, tell them if an animal died with blackleg.
What?
If an animal died with blackleg, you take out, cut the leg and put it in the chimney.
put
Say
it
that,
up in
would
the
you?
chimney,
Say
aye.
that. You say that.
That's right, but it never happened here now. I know I heard about, and I think I saw it someplace.
Yeah.
The thing up in the chimney.
Jim,
Be there with years.
Jim was telling us that if an animal died with blackleg, the leg would be cut off of the animal and hung up on the chimney
I left
to
there.
prevent blackleg from the other animals.
Happening again.
What about Traslow? What used you do for Traslow?
Because that's a fact too. They were a Traslow, yeah.
Traslow is
And Timbertoe.
One second. Traslow is an animal that's lame.
Ah,
And Jim will explain to you what the cure was for Traslow.
What was it?
You decide. Turn it over.
Because, oh yes, oh coming up. Coming up. All right. 1, 2, 3. Dig that square with a spade
Yes.
and turn it upside down. And it's caught as the grass is withered and going away. The Traslow will go.
We'll leave the animal.
Aye.
Yeah.
And you, when you're going first, you see with the animal. 1. Where the animal is walking, you know.
Yes. Yes.
Well, 1. You count 1,
2.
2, 3, and dig that.
Right.
And turn it upside down.
Yes.
And it's caught as that's melting and withering. The Traslow.
Deteriorating.
Yeah.
What's the cure for Timbertoe?
Possess, you have to go into the town and just possess him or something.
Oh, right. From the home cure. No.
It's wonderful. Yeah.
Could you tell us any home cures that you used to do for animals or
Well, only that. No, I didn't ever hear of anything else.
if a cow got mastitis, what was the cure for it? Was it an old cure?
No, but I heard a fella saying it, but I didn't ever see it happen.
Yes.
If a cow abortion, you know,
Yes.
they used to call it sling.
Yeah.
If a cow sling. If it go out the gap where the cow would go out the gap and bend the pin and berries in the ground. To the fellow in Carrick I heard that. He was one of the Dortons.
Yes.
And I thought, I couldn't make out the meaning of it, but that's what it meant,
Yes.
to bend the pin
And buried in the ground.
and bury it in the ground.
What were there any cures?
Where that would be after passing out.
Any cures for horses? Any old cures for horses that you used to do?
They used to be, I know dog roots used to be brought into that. And put a slice in the neck and put in some of the dog roots into it.
Into the cut on the neck.
In the neck,
Yeah.
Aye.
And that what used that cure?
What is it? Strangled or something, I think.
Strangled.
Yeah, I think that's what it is. Something to do with the wind,
Yeah.
the wind.
You used to have thrashing here, Jim.
Yes, horsepower thrashing.
Horsepower thrashing.
Yeah, you know, the spindle that go around.
Your own thrashing.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
they used to, Pat Neal now had a thrasher and a spindle going around.
Yeah.
And
Horse to keep walking around.
yeah, he'd go around and do there was a man over in Ballyneale, Jack Hughes, he'd be relations, like.
Yeah.
He had another thrasher going around. These were horsepowers, you know.
Yeah.
Well, they were only one now and bore in where the steam engines couldn't get in.
Yeah.
Then they came into,
Would the thrashing day be a big day?
all our kids.
Yeah. Could you explain to me what would go on?
Oh,
What
Lord.
time would you start the day at?
To be Scott will stay, to be all free labour, sure, of course, all the neighbours will assemble.
Yeah.
And then you can imagine after the modern work, milking and all, what everyone had to do. I suppose to be nearly 10 o'clock when they'd start full blast, you know,
Yes.
or moving on to it.
Yeah.
Well, it would go on then according to the whatever's to be done.
And what would dinner time entail?
To entail, that'll be about 1 o'clock.
Yeah. And what would be for dinner normally?
Bacon and cabbage and
Bacon.
what you know, plenty of them.
Yeah.
And thick milk maybe,
Yeah.
or beer.
What is thick milk?
And sour milk.
Sour milk.
And some be thick.
Yeah.
Or beer.
Beer.
That, yeah.
Yeah.
They'll have a half bottle of beer.
And when the trashing is over, what would the entertainment would be that night?
Oh, well, in places, well, it wouldn't be everywhere. Well, in places they have a holy.
A holy.
It used to be nice, so.
Yes.
Aye, holy.
That's after the carrot and all.
Yeah, you can imagine.
How long would that go on till, Jim, the night?
Oh, I suppose until about maybe, about maybe 11 o'clock. They'd call it up.
Yeah.
Maybe after getting home, but
Yeah.
after the day.
They were nice old times, I suppose.
The heat is so great from the fire that Jim is pouring water on it just to cool it down. It's very warm here. You don't need any central heating in the house with a fire from Jim and Eily O'Shea. I would like to thank Jim and Eily O'Shea for this afternoon, for telling their life story to us, for the people of Ballyneale and for the school of Ballyneale. We've got some terrific tales. We've got some terrific tales of their life, their lifelong years, snippets of their life and the years of at school and entertainment and farming and during the troubled times, and also of Larry Kiley. Did they? Was that the care house, Jim? Yeah. Where used the hospital where used the hospital? Behind you. Oh, now, come. Just don't stand here for a minute. Just shake hands again. Thanks again, Eileen. Thank you very much. We'll call again. Bye-bye.
Listen,
Bye-bye.